What up, YouTube Elleix? Coming back at you with another StarCraft 2 alternate universe cast. We're doing something just a little different today. We're casting a 2v1 custom Scion Races mod game, so should be an epic one today. Spawning on the bottom left-hand side of the map, it's our solo player, the orange Chiron Sigmar, and spawning on the top right-hand side of the map, it's our two-player team, the purple Genetron player Stormin and his teammate, the yellow Terran player Fireally. Fireally? Oh man, we're just gonna call him Fire for now. Fire. We share a Discord server. If I butchered your name, please tell me how to say your name, just so I don't butcher it again in the future. Now, if you guys are not familiar with this UI in front of you, that's because it is different. For some reason, the custom Scion Races mod pack does not support the WCS 3.0 replay UI that I typically use for team games. So we're gonna have to make do with this streamlined UI, but you know what? My old eyes are kind of digging it. We have the grandpa minimap on the bottom left-hand side. We have this jumbo minimap. We have the big selection tab on the bottom right-hand side and the absolutely huge production tab on the top left-hand side. So you know what? My 30-year-old eyes are kind of digging this UI, but I'm not going to be using it in the future. I'm only going to use it when I need to. So back to the show, we do see Sigmar scouting around, sees what his opponents are up to, sees that there is an expansion coming down for our yellow Terran player, and seeing what I want to say is a pretty aggressive opener for our purple Genetron player. He's opening up with two manufacturers. The manufacturers are the equivalent of the barracks, and also opened up with a relay tower, which does open some tech options up for our purple Genetron player here, and he's also building a fabricator, which is the equivalent of the factory. So I'm kind of a fan of this. If you're in a 2v1 situation, have one player open up with something a little bit more aggressive and then have the other player open up with something a bit more greedy. You guys kind of get the best of both worlds so long as the player that's going for the more aggressive opener is actually able to make use of that, actually able to get some harassment in. We do see Stormin expanding right here already, so I'm actually not sure. Maybe he's not going for an aggressive opener. He did play it a bit safe. He does have two Blitzers and two Spitfires, and Blitzers are actually really good. They're able to chase away retreating units, but we have what is going to be 3 volts by Sigmar right here. Now the volts, they're like a ranged Zealot, kind of. I don't think they're really like the Zealot. They're a lot more squishy than the Zealot, but Sigmar, he did see what was, I want to say, a bit too much tech to deal with. 4 Blitzers and two Spitfires. Spitfires are these little tanky things. That would be way too much. Way too much for the Volts to handle, but Sigmar actually able to sneak one of these tiny Volts into his opponent's base and spots the expansion right here, but ultimately, that Volt getting sacrificed, getting destroyed, and blown up into a pile of green goo. Rest in peace, little Volt. Rest in peace. We also have an interdictor right here, which is an anti-air static defense for the Genetron. We do see a scan right here. The scan does spot what is an already established expansion for Sigmar, and this is one thing I'm kind of a fan of. If I'm in a 2v1 situation and I'm the solo player, is I can just take the base next door, and it's safe. I still have the 1 ramp to defend, and that's it. And Sigmar actually going to have what is 3 bases already, and this is going to be, I want to say this base is going to finish around the 5-minute 45 6-minute mark is my guess. I'm going to try and check back to see if I'm right. We also have a Stratus right here. Now, the one thing that is really cool about the Chiron, if you guys are not familiar with how these guys operate, is their flying buildings are actually flying. This thing is floating above the mineral line. You could float it above buildings as well. So, a really cool mechanic for the Chiron race. Not something we see in the vanilla StarCraft races. Now, what is this? We see an Aurora flying to the opposing side of the map. We have what is going to be, a processor scouting around. The processor is like a high-speed, uncloaked observer. It is ridiculous. Look at how fast this thing is going. It's about down to half HP, but man, I think it's gonna get away. That Stratus, man, that Stratus doing so much damage, but This processor still managing to escape with its life and scouting the entire Chiron base. So these players kind of know what's up. They see what tech is going on. This is air tech. This is where the the Aurora came out of. Now, the tech buildings for the Chiron, they do not actually build. They are basically a bunch of warp gates that have charges. As we can see right here, they're charging up. And once they're fully charged, you can warp in a unit around the Citadel, about a pylon's distance around the Citadel. So all the macro comes from this Citadel. I want to say it's almost like Zerg mixed with Protoss. You have to build around your main mining structure, but you warp them in. It's so interesting. We have what is going to be this Aurora actually getting a decent amount of kills. Look at this this animation with its laser. That is super sick. Able to kill how many? 5 workers. That is actually insane. And escaping with full HP. These shields will recharge. And we have a pretty big army right here as well. This is going to be a few pulsars and a few volts. This is some good tech right here. This is a good mix of all sorts of units. These pulsars are really tanky and do quite a lot of DPS. The subjectors also quite tanky, and they come out of what I want to say is the sanctum. So they come out of this structure right here. This is a lot. This is a lot of units for Stormin though, and able to chase away the Chiron. Oh, good hits on these Widow Mines as well, taking virtually the rest of the Chiron army down. We have what is going to be battle cruisers coming out from Fire. So Fire teching up to battle cruisers, making use of that greedy opener. One thing I would suggest for Fire to do in this situation, if he is going for battle cruisers, is get 1 or 2 more expansions. At this point in the game, you should be pretty safe to take that. After killing your opponent's army, after killing the entire army, what you want to do is you want to immediately counterattack, because you know you're likely ahead in army supply, or if you guys don't counterattack, just expand and try to out macro your opponent. As we can see right here, it looks like Sigmar going for a 5th base right now, actually double expanding, so going for a 4th and a 5th base. What an animal. This is going to put him ahead if his opponents, not his allies, if his opponents don't expand. As we can see on the mini-map, both of the players, the yellow Terran player and the purple Genetron player, have only expanded once. We see what is going to be a few ACRs running to this this gold base right here. So it looks like Stormin is planning on expanding, but these players are going to want to expand if they want to keep up with the orange Chiron economy. This battle cruiser taking 2 kills under its belt, but this is quite a lot. This is quite a lot of Chiron units for a single battle cruiser to handle, and Fire's going to have to be very careful, or else he may lose. He may lose that battle cruiser, but no. This battle cruiser able to warp back home, likely will get repaired. We have what is going to be 3 more battle cruisers on the field at his base right here. So it does look like Fire going for the tech, finally going for that 3rd expansion as well. But this is actually pretty crazy, because as we can see, let's take a look at the units. 80 workers for our orange Chiron player, 37 workers for our purple Genetron player, and 40 workers for our yellow Terran player. So Sigmar has more workers than both of his opponents combined, and this is what I'm saying. If you're ahead, if you destroyed your opponent's base, either counterattack or go for the expansion to make sure you can keep up with the economy, because right now Sigmar is kind of exploding in macro right here. This is a huge army. He has, what is this? The Inducer. The Inducer, I think, creates like a shield for your army, and it comes out of this big orb right here. That is such a cool unit design, and it also actually does damage too. As we can see right here, it actually has some ridiculous range. Look at this range. It's like a walking tempest in the shape of a turtle. But at the same time, we have what is going to be it's going to be the Chiron losing his 3rd base right here to these battle cruisers. Is he going to run home, or is he going to go for the attack? It looks like Sigmar taking a moment to decide, and deciding to go for deciding to go for the attack. This Widowmine getting 4 kills. I don't know if it actually got 4 kills in that engagement right there, but it does look like Sigmar is going for the attack. But these battle cruisers right here, unchecked, doing so much damage to Sigmar's base right here, man. Oh no! Sigmar might actually lose his base if he doesn't do anything to answer these battle cruisers. He is going for the second base of Stormin right here, will take it down, but these battle cruisers are still alive. How many kills do these have? 11 kills, so that's 22 kills right there. And this one got taken down. I actually didn't see how many kills that one got, but 2 battle cruisers collectively with 22 kills. Those are some cost-effective battle cruisers, and Fire taking virtually no damage to his economy right here, but he does have only what is going to be 2 mining bases. This third base is not mining at all. Sigmar is going for the kill, I think. We have a couple battle cruisers left, though. They will be able to do a decent amount of damage, but this is too much. This is too much for 2 battle cruisers to deal with. They are so valiant. They are so obedient. They're like, man, I guess if you want us to, we'll go ahead and attack this army, but no. Losing those battle cruisers, rest in peace. You guys were brave soldiers, I will say. Fire saying it turns out inducers live 3 out of 3 Yamato cannons. Oh, 3 absolutely upgraded Yamato cannons. What is this? Yeah, 3 air attack. Oh my god. Yamato doesn't scale though, which good on you, Sigmar, for pointing that out. Yamato does not scale with attack. It is an ability. It's not necessarily air attack. We have a few more battle cruisers right here, though, trying to do something. Maybe able to take out the rest of this Chiron army, and they do. This is actually ridiculous. Those battle cruisers coming in with the clutch save, but at the same time, Stormin asking if it's GG, saying it's a sad day for him, but this battle cruiser with the 10 kills, the second battle cruiser with the 7 kills. So collectively, both these battle cruisers do have 17 kills, which is actually kind of ridiculous, going for the repair as well. Great move by Fire, but man, I gotta say, Sigmar is left absolutely unchecked. We have what is a 5-base Chiron going against effectively a 1-base Genetron and a 3-base Terran, kind of. This main base is almost mined out. This the second base is on its way to being mined out, and this third base is not mining at all. So effectively, really, I want to say this is right now basically a 2-base Terran. So our Chiron player is ahead in economy, no doubt about it. What is this on the bottom right-hand side? That's a battle cruiser with 9 kills, almost dead. What he could do if he really wanted to is throw down a mule on the bottom right-hand corner of the map and get that thing healed up. This is quite a lot of battle cruisers, though, going up against what is a pure ground Chiron army, but the range on these subjectors is actually insane, and I love the animation right here. Fire throwing out the GG and leaving the game, leaving Stormin alone to face Sigmar all by himself. Fire, great sport though, leaving the game. No, nothing weird. Noticing what is going on, he's like, look, this is an army I cannot deal with, and leaves the game. Sigmar saying, I sense proxy. What proxy is he sensing right here? What is this? This is a mole. That's not a proxy. That is basically a siege tank. It's like a spider mine siege tank, like a widow mine siege tank. But what is this? What is this proxy that you're talking about? I think Sigmar, I think your game sense is just a tiny bit off, but this mole not showing itself though. Wait, so the mole is actually going for kind of a sensor tower ability right here. As we can see, it does have that vision around on the minimap. So, cool ability by that mole. I actually did not know it could use that. But Stormin staying in this game. He is a fighter. He's like, no, I know my ally left. I know Fire saw what was potentially an inevitable loss, but I am not leaving. I'm staying in this game. He's going for the Hornets. This is an anti-ground air unit. It's almost like a super fast Banshee without the cloaking ability. It's a really good unit, to be honest. But Sigmar able to take out the entirety of the main base for the yellow player, even though Fire's not in this game anymore. This processing core is about to go down as well. Sigmar saying, now it's just a waste of time. Sigmar throwing out some banter. Sigmar loves his banter, though. If you guys should know anything about Sigmar, is he loves him some banter. But Stormin actually taking out one of the bases. What was that? The 6th base for the Chiron player, but we have what is, I guess, technically the 6th base now for the Chiron player. I think this is the 7th base, but Sigmar spotting what is the gold base for Stormin. This is the final front for the 2-player team. This is the final base of Stormin, kind of. I mean, we have this base right here, but nothing's going on. This is the final productive base for our purple Genetron player. Stormin, though, I gotta say, very, very valiant attempt. Really doing a good job at macroing up in the late game, trying to take care of what is a ridiculous Chiron army, but Sigmar also doing a great job. He's fighting not only on his side of the map, but also fighting on Stormin's side of the map. Stormin throwing out the GG, lol. Sigmar throwing out a very, very nice GG with an exclamation point and winning himself the game. What a wild 2v1 game. I think where Stormin and Fire fell short is in the early game. They expanded just way too late and they didn't harass Sigmar at all. He was set to mine off 5 bases in the early to mid game. The entire game, he did not lose these things at all until the end game. So, man, he was just way too far ahead in economy. Taking a look at the units, 91 workers. That is crazy. So, very cool 2v1 custom Scion Races mod game. If you enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my email in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.